Hello dear friends, welcome back. We are discussing about the anatomy of the muscles. This was our previous lecture, the first lecture in a new playlist, a new series of lectures regarding the muscular anatomy, right? So this was our first lecture in which I have introduced what is a muscle, right? And what are the characteristics or functions of a muscle. Okay, now in this lecture we are going to discuss about the structure of a muscle, right? Specifically, I will first focus on the structure of the skeletal muscles, then we will go towards the smooth muscles and cardiac muscles and the types of skeletal muscles and the locations of the skeletal muscles, and then the differences between the skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles and smooth muscles, right? So first of all, I will discuss here I'm writing that I am going to share with you the gross anatomy of the skeletal muscles, right? The gross anatomy of the skeletal muscles. So let me write here gross anatomy, right? So if you want to see the muscle grossly, you will see what? You will see three important things. And what are those three important things? The first thing, you will see that there will be some connective tissues which are in relation to that muscle. So I'm writing here the components of muscle. I'm writing here the connective tissues, right, associated to muscle, right? So if we are talking about skeletal muscle, I told you the first component of it is the connective tissues associated. Then there are nerves, right? Nerves are there, and these are the things which we can see with our naked eye, so that's why I have written the gross anatomy of the skeletal muscle. So there will be nerve associated, right? And the third important factor which we can see in a muscle with our own eyes are the blood vessels, arteries and veins. The blood vessels associated to muscle, right? Now I'll make a diagram here and we will see all these and I will clear your concepts. So look carefully. First of all, if here is a bone, for example this is a bone, and then here we have a tendon attached to this bone, and here also a tendon is attached, and then here is a friends skeletal muscle is there attached to this bone, to these tendons. So if this is the muscle, now if we take a section, a small section from here, right, gross, you want to see the gross anatomy of it, what will you see? You will see that there is the section of the muscle. For example, if this was the section that we took from that area, right? So this is the muscle itself. Now you will see that there will be certain connective tissues surrounding this, or we say around this. So for the first connective tissue that you can see here, this is the tendon. So this tendon is itself a connective tissue which is in relation to this muscle, which is related to this muscle. So we can see this tendon clearly with our naked eye. That's why I'm saying the gross anatomy of it, right? Then inside this muscle, or on the surface of this muscle, there will be a connective tissue layer which we will see in the next coming lectures, right? The perimysium, endomysium and epimysium, right? So all these are the connective tissues, and then there will be there will be the presence of arteries, veins and everything, right? So for example, these are the veins inside this muscle, and for example these are the arteries which are present there, right? And then there are nerves also present. So I will show the nerves with this color. So nerves are also present inside this muscle, right? Or we can say nerves are also present here, right? So these are the nerves which are present. So these three important things we can see grossly. I'm talking about the structure. So first, what are those important things that we can see in a muscle with our eyes? These are the connective tissues associated. So for example, this is the connective tissue, right? These are the nerves, right? And these are the blood vessels. So all these things can be seen, blood vessels, with our naked eye. Now what about microscopy, right? If you want to see microscopically the muscle, microscopically, what structures you will see inside a muscle, right? So these were the gross and now microscopic. So microscopic structure of the muscle will show, first of all, there will be the myofibrils, which are actually the cells of the skeletal muscle. Myofibrils will be there. Then you will see the myofilaments, and these are the important things that you can see only with microscope. You cannot see them grossly, right? Myofibrils. And then there are sarcomeres are there, sarcomeres, and millions of sarcomeres. And the next thing, inside the sarcomere, right, inside the myofibrils, we will see other structures also. There will be nuclei present, nuclei. Number 5, there will be sarcoplasmic reticulum, sarcoplasmic reticulum there, which is very important, right? So these will be the structures which you will see microscopically. These are the gross structures, these are the microscopic structures, and I will discuss about the sarcomere. So first, inside a sarcomere we have what? And let me write here a sarcomere. What is sarcomere? Sarcomeres are present only in cardiac muscles and skeletal muscles. They are not present in smooth muscles. Remember this thing, friends, right? They are not present in smooth muscles. So what is sarcomere? The definition of sarcomere is it is the smallest contractile unit of the muscle. It is the smallest contractile unit of muscle, right? Which muscle? Skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle. Okay, what does it has? Other thing I will say about sarcomere, that it is the main functioning unit, right? The main functioning unit of the muscle, right? We will see its structure very clearly in the next lecture, right? And then the sarcomere contains myofilaments, right? It contains myofilaments. And what are myofilaments? These are the proteins, the actin, myosin filaments, proteins which are present in muscle. So inside the sarcomere there are myofilaments. My friends, I am telling you that in the next lecture I will open this one sarcomere and I will discuss its structure. Don't worry. So I'm just writing the structure, the important points about the sarcomere. Then it contains the fourth thing in this sarcomere is that it contains the overlapping myofilaments which are called actin and myosin. So it consists of overlapping means one above the other, actin and myosin filaments, right? So this is actin and myosin are actually the myofilaments, right? And when they overlap, when the actin overlap the myosin, right, there becomes striations, there become the dark bands and the light bands. So these light bands and dark bands are called the striations. I will discuss about these in the next lecture, right? So overlapping creates striations. Overlapping creates striations, right? So these are the light bands and then the dark bands and light bands, dark bands and then the light bands. So these light and dark bands are called the striations, which I will discuss in next lecture. These striations are also present only in skeletal muscles and cardiac muscles, right? Then it contains the Z line, which I will discuss, the M line, right, A band, right, H band is there. Okay friends, this is the structure. These are the important points about the smallest unit of the skeletal and cardiac muscle, which is called the sarcomere, right? So in this lecture we just discussed about the structure. Now in the next lecture we will open up the actual sarcomere and we will see what is inside it, what are the structures, what are the proteins present. So if you want to see gross anatomy of the muscle, what structures you can see, the connective tissues associated to it, the nerves inside it, and the blood vessels inside it. Microscopically in a muscle, in a skeletal and cardiac muscles specifically, myofibrils are there, myofilaments are there, sarcomeres are there, nuclei are there, and sarcoplasmic reticulum. And if you want to see one sarcomere, these are present in one sarcomere, and we will see these in the next lecture friends, right? So see you there in the next lecture. Till then, Allah Hafiz.